What's up, YouTube? Let me tell you how the devil is busy. Okay, so for those of y'all that don't know, I'm not really into like cars and stuff. So I just got rid of a little Saturn that I had or whatever. And I just got me a new little situation. 2019 car, whatever. New. So I'm doing Uber and Lyft, what I'm saying? It's a pandemic, make some extra cash and shit, whatever. And I'm dropping this customer off at Krispy Kreme, and this African guy goes to make a left turn into the parking lot, but realizes that the parking lot entrance is closed off. So then he tries to back up in the middle of the street, and he rams into my front left, what do you call it, bumper, headlight, whatever. So I'm like, fuck. So mind you, he in a big ass Jeep. We pull over and shit, and he like, oh, so how you want to handle this? And I'm like, I ain't really trying to go through the insurance or whatever, because when you go through the insurance with Uber and Lyft, if you have anything on your record, they'll cancel you out of the profile. So I'm like, damn, I ain't trying to fuck up my little change or whatever, so let me just handle it with cash. So he was like, well, how much would you want to rectify the issue? And I said, shit, at least $1,000, because my shit kind of fucked up. So he was like, oh, that's kind of expensive. Like, let's just go to the insurance. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he says, I'm sorry, I'm hiking. I'm out of breath. He was like, oh, I have Progressive. I said, okay, so give me your paperwork. So I go to take pictures of his license plate, and he still has his temporary tags because he has a new truck too. So I'm like, oh, you ain't even got your real plates on here. I'm like, okay, so let me see your registration. So I go to the front to screenshot, because normally they tape the registration on the front of the windshield, and it ain't there. So he was like, oh, I just cleaned out my car. Like, I don't have my info. Like, it's all sounding like a scam. So I'm like, okay, and I see what it is. So he was like, well, take my number, and I'm gonna call you tonight or first thing in the morning. We're gonna get it handled with the insurance. So whatever. It's cameras in the parking lot, so I ain't tripping. I got the little security guard in the parking lot info, so he could be a witness, and my passenger was a witness too. But I'm not trying to go through the insurance. So I had text him later on that day, and I was like, well, if you get some cash, then we can kind of talk about it and figure it out. And he never texted me back. So later on that night, I had called up at the next day. He ain't answered. So I'm like, okay, this bitch got over on me. But, I ain't really tripping, because I did that before too. So I'm like, well, maybe, it's just karma or whatever. I'm gonna eat it. But I took a picture of his ID, and his ID actually looks fake. It looked like my fake ID. So I'm like, this little African, he got over or whatever. But I still have an address that's on his ID. So I feel like I'm gonna go ride by his house, and I'm gonna egg that motherfucking car if I see it. I actually probably might post his ID on this page too. So y'all, if y'all see him, let him know I'm looking for him, because he gonna pay me for my shit. Pay me for my pain. But I just wanted to say, don't let the devil use you. The devil is busy this year, and I'm not having it. But yeah, I just wanted to update y'all. Or whatever. I'm mad.